Good morning, all my little love learners out there. This is going to be kind of a quick video, not the greatest lighting. Here, I'll just give a quick turnaround there. Excuse me. Makeup isn't the greatest, whatever. Point is, 7 days after my parathyroid surgery. So what's parathyroid? It's not your actual thyroid. Your thyroid looks like a butterfly, the organ in your throat. And the parathyroid is like little peas on the tips of each one of the wings. So it's hard to explain sometimes, but there's 4 tips of butterfly wings, and the parathyroids are like these little peas that sit on there. And that seems really insignificant, like a pea size of an organ. How big of a deal can that be? It's a pretty big deal. It is the organs that send out PTH, which is just parathyroid hormone, but it controls your calcium. And your calcium is actually really important for way more things than we think. Your calcium is important for not just your skin and bones, but also for it's a conduit between nerves. This is the most important part of what they do. What calcium does. For me, because I have been in pain for the past many years, 20 years basically. It started out with irritable bowel, then we moved on to arthritis, then it became fibromyalgia, and along with that, I have been diagnosed with diabetes, asthma, which is nowhere in my family, so it's strange. Okay, I'm a smoker, yes, but asthma just wasn't something that I was expecting at all. There's so many things. I don't really want to list them off. I sound, if you've watched my health over the past 20 years, I sound like a hypochondriac. Like, this went wrong, then that went wrong, then this went wrong, then that went wrong, then this went wrong. And I'm sure a lot of people looked at me like, what is your issue? Why do you have to have so many things wrong with you? I didn't want them wrong with me. And I didn't want the attention either. What has happened is basically like a car. If your spark plugs go in your car, then the electricity, the power isn't going around properly. With a parathyroid, I had one that it basically exploded and stayed in my throat and grew. From a P to, I'm not sure, it was Dr. Brace, by the way. Thank you very much, Dr. Brace. I'm sure you're not watching, but if you ever do, thank you. That went in and was the surgeon that took it out. And he said it didn't look like a pea anymore. It looked more like a toonie or a bit bigger. And he wasn't even quite sure what it was when he first saw it. But that was 20 years of this little pea that exploded and grew in my throat instead of working properly. And the rest of the parathyroid, so the rest of those little peas on the little butterfly wings, weren't working properly neither. Which meant that, like I said, I was like a car. The power, the electricity that we have in our bodies wasn't working properly. And so I would get pain where there was no pain, because calcium is something that helps the synapses between nerves go off. It's the conduit. So if you know anything about conduits, it's basically electricity needs a place to go in order to keep going, not be grounded. A conduit keeps it going. And my conduits weren't working properly. And therefore, my body, like a car, was breaking down bit by bit. Why am I telling you this? It's pretty important. It's not something that I'm here in Canada. It's not something that the Canadian medical industry actually pays a lot of attention to. It's not. Oops, sorry. There's my hand over top of the camera. It's just not a popular thing in Canada. And there you can see a bit of my scar. I'll show you. There it is. Sorry if you're grossed out by it. The stitches just came out, so it's looking kind of funny. But that's 7 days after the surgery. Now a lot of parathyroid people, a lot of patients of parathyroidism have a smaller incision, but mine had been there for 20 years. It exploded and grew in my throat for 20 years. I'm not blaming anybody in the medical industry. I'm simply saying that it's something that really needs to be looked into more. Because I suffered a lot over the past 20 years. I don't think my daughter or my husband know what I was like before this. I can't even remember what I was like before this. No, that's not true. I know that I like to do a lot of things. And hopefully I'll be able to get to do a lot of things again. I don't think I'm going to be perfect after this, but I definitely feel lighter, and I feel like with what was called fibro, but it could have been the parathyroidism all along. I don't know. We'll find out, because I mean it's only 7 days afterwards, but I can tell you I feel lighter. I didn't lose weight because they took something out of my throat. That's not the case, but if you've seen commercials for arthritis and stuff, you'll see people, in I can't speak properly. That's another thing. It's a hormone, so my brain is still getting balanced out, and so is the rest of my body. So I'm not in perfect shape yet. But I feel lighter because, like they show in those commercials, people often will have armor on, like steel armor, or you'll see them turn into like cement or whatever. And that's not an exaggeration, people. If you've had arthritis or fibromyalgia, which is a form of arthritis, you feel like you're just, from wake up to sleep to everything, 24/7, you feel as though you've been weighed down. You can't move properly. You can't feel things properly. You feel like you're aging way before you're supposed to. It's horrible. And for all of these things to go wrong in my body, and I couldn't control it. I couldn't stop it. I didn't know what to do. But I had. So this is the line of doctors. First, Dr. Pavanel is my general practitioner. So she's my regular doctor that I would go to for things. Then she had to refer me to Dr. Brophy, which is for arthritis. And Dr. Brophy had to refer me to an immunologist. But I can't remember his name because I only saw him once. I'm so sorry. But I had to go to Hamilton for that. And then that doctor said my calcium was off. So then my doctor, Dr. Pavanel, had to refer me to Dr. Pala, who is an endocrinologist who deals with the hormones. And thank you so much, Dr. Pala. You're probably not watching this, but if you are, I love you. I love all these doctors that actually put this together. Parathyroidism is like a mystery, sort of, because it's not something that's recognized so much in Canada. So I was a mystery to people. Anyhow, I'm sorry I keep moving the camera around a lot. This was supposed to be a smaller video, but now, of course, as usual, I'm rambling. I will get back to sex talks, by the way. I have a really good topic to talk about, but I just haven't gotten there yet. Sorry. Anyhow, back to this lovely parathyroid thing. It was a mystery. Anyways, Dr. Pella, check my calcium. People, if you have irritable bowel, if you have arthritis, fibromyalgia, pain, fatigue, foggy brain, and I had digestive problems. That obviously, because I say irritable bowel, but I also had GERD, which is gastroencephalitis reflux disease. So it's not just heartburn, it's not just acid reflux, it's right here. Right here. That's where the burning is. It's not down here. It's right here. And I could taste bile. Well, I still kind of do a little bit, but I mean, I'm kind of used to it. You get used to these things. But all the time, bile. And bile is that yucky, acidic, leftover stuff from vomit. It was awful. And burns. Holy big eyes. Okay. I don't like this fair. Anyways, I'm just gonna say this is something that was a mystery, and therefore if you out there have any of these things going on, or some of these things going on, or your body is breaking down over time and you don't understand why, I'm not saying everybody that has these problems will have parathyroid, but if you do, please, 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 please get someone to check your calcium. Now, the whole test for the parathyroid, there's a lot of tests when they get right down to it. But check your calcium. Please, get them to check your calcium first. If it is off by just a teeny tiny bit, then go see an endocrinologist or ask your doctor to send you to an endocrinologist. Because it is not supposed to be even, I think it's like 0.3, it's not supposed to be off. So even that little teeny tiny bit will affect the rest of your body. So again, if you have digestive, if you have pain, if you have fatigue, if you have foggy brain, if you feel like you're just sludging through cement to get through the day because your body just doesn't want to move properly, please, please, please go get your calcium checked. The rest of it, the tests after that, you have to pee in a jog, which is really hard to do. You have these machines that take pictures of this that get really close to you. There's scans and stuff, but they're worth it. Even this yucky looking thing. That's the 7 days. I didn't show you the before because I didn't want to gross anybody out too much. But it'll heal, be fine. And yes, I'll have a scar on my neck, but it's totally worth it. Totally, totally, totally worth it, people. I was in so much pain all the time. All the time. I had, the main pain was like across my back and across my chest. That was there 24/7. It totally felt like I had the weight of the world on me. Literally like weight, just all the time. Getting up, moving around, everything just was like, oh gosh, do I have to do this? I have to do this. I have to do this. I had this whole, I'm gonna live, therefore I must move in my head because I love my husband, I love my daughter, I love myself. I did not want to just curl into a ball and not live. I mean, the pain makes you want to do that. The constant drudgery of it all makes you want to do that. But please, if you're out there and you're having the issues of mobility or pain or fogginess or fatigue, please just try to keep moving, try to keep living, and go get your calcium checked. I can't tell you how free I feel right now. I mean, okay, so this arm's kind of hurting because I was leaning on it. There we go. You're only human. If you lean on something too long, it's going to hurt. But if it's a constant thing and you're having constant trouble, please, 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 please go get your calcium checked. And get your doctors to refer you to an endocrinologist. Do everything that you possibly can to figure out the mystery. Because I thought I was just going to have to live with what was happening to me for the rest of my life. And coming to that conclusion took a very long time. And it hurts so much. It hurts your soul to think, okay, so I can't do the things I used to do. I can't be strong. I can't do this. I can't do that. I hopefully will be able to. I will give you an update again. Maybe in a few months or so after, I've been cured or fixed by taking this parathyroid out of my body. And my calcium hopefully gotten back to better. Because right now I get tingles and stuff like that. But that's just because my calcium is trying to... By tingles, I don't mean the good ASMR tingles. I mean like pins and needles in my fingers and my hands and my feet. Because my feet will often feel cold. But it's just the pins and needles effect. That's just the calcium trying to... Well, okay, that's the other parathyroids. Because I still have 3. They just took out 1. It was the left bottom one. I still have the other parathyroid organs in there that are trying to get back up and get moving properly and get the calcium flowing properly in my body and getting everything going again. So, like I said, I'll come back in a couple of months. Well, hopefully I'll be back before that with some more sex talk videos and stuff like that. But I'll come back to this part of my life in a few months and let you know. Hopefully it's freaking awesome. Either way, I'm so glad that this got done. I'm so glad that we somehow found something that was causing the fibro, because honestly I'm pretty sure fibro is an umbrella diagnosis, which means basically, yeah, you're hurting, yeah, it's real. No, you're not a hypochondriac. Which, by the way, is just somebody that makes up a lot of things to say that they're like sore or hurting some way so that they get the attention. No, you're not doing that. Okay, it's real. It's there. And it could be your calcium. It could be your parathyroid. It could be other things. I've heard people had... a friend of ours, their mother had a jaw operation and it subsided. Other people I've heard it actually just went away after so many years. So, I mean, there are many different patients with fibromyalgia that are affected in many different ways. It's not a very, this is specifically what it is kind of thing. Therefore, I believe it's an umbrella diagnosis, just to say, yeah, okay, we know that this is happening to you, and we'll acknowledge it, but we're not really sure why or how to fix it. Because I got told, basically, I wasn't going to get fixed when I had fibromyalgia. I actually was told by one doctor that I was to be treated like I had chronic pain. Therefore, like I was dying. Which, that's an awful line to hear when you're, in your 30s and thinking, no, we can fix this, right? So, everybody with fibromyalgia out there, keep trucking. I'm so sorry it's happening. Get your calcium checked. And hopefully, by some way, somehow, they will find whatever it is, whether it's this or something else. And you'll get there. You'll feel better. I hope. I hate that fibromyalgia for me and for many patients out there was like a... Sorry, don't want to cry. But it was like a death sentence. I mean, we're all dying one way or another. I get that. We don't live forever. But it was like it was like somebody basically told me I was dying prematurely. And anybody that actually is, I'm so sorry. It's such an awful feeling. But this is supposed to be positive, not negative. I got this done. I'm hoping everything clears up and I'm doing way better. And I hope that everybody out there that has issues that can find solutions. Because life is worth living and loving and being happy. Okay, I'm going to sign off before I start bawling. I hope everybody out there finds love, joy, and happiness and peace. And also health. It's very important. All my love learners.